Good morning, lovers and friends, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am getting ready for my first video for It's Giving Content, which is actually going to be my influencer management agency. I'm really excited. I actually just went ahead and paid my annual filing fee. If you can relate to that, that's not good. I'm very late because I decided this year I was going to just go with the flow and do the things that came naturally to me. And I was okay to accept that if doing this agency was just not in the cards for me, that I was going to move on to the next thing. And so therefore, It's Giving Content is coming back and I'm very excited about it. So I'm getting ready for that. But while I'm getting ready for that, I was like, why not sit here and run my mouth a little bit about me? And we get to know each other a little bit. Y'all comment in the comments and I tell y'all all about my business here in the video. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into today's video. It's morning and I'm running out of cleanser. I'm down bad, y'all. I'm down bad. So right now, I'm just using my little Bioma. But anyway, so y'all, I am a mama of two. I have a little mama and a little papa who I love very much. And I have a dog and a man. And I got one on the way. So I did want to talk a little bit about like what my days look like, how to manage that, and some of the slight anxiety I'm having about bringing another member into my home. Because the scariest part about me getting pregnant this time around is that I did not know that I was getting pregnant this time around. I had other plans for myself, and then my body, and clearly me and my man had another plan for myself. So last November, I found out I was pregnant, which is crazy because I was just reading my journal entries from last November. And I was even in a place in my relationship where I was like, we definitely need to be doing some things very differently. And so a couple weeks after being in that space about, okay, we got to start letting go of some stuff. We got to start talking to each other differently. We got to start changing up our goals. We got to change up our routines, how we treat each other. A couple weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. And it was just very like, God, you said you would never put more on my plate than I can handle. This may be more on my plate than I can handle. But it ended up being just what we needed. I'm very excited now, but it definitely has turned my life upside down. It definitely just, turned my life upside down in a way that I needed because it put me on pause. One thing about my pregnancy last year or the year before last, my little mama is 2 years old now. Time flies. I feel like just the other day I just was in the hospital and doing the things with her. Oh my God. And now she's just like a big girl. But when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was everywhere. I was out and about. I was doing this. I was doing that. I was rotating about 5 clients at the time and traveling. It was a lot. It was definitely a lot. And this time around, my body is just not even the same. I'm not even able to be as active as I was. I was running, I was exercising, I was just on the move. And now this baby is a very heavy baby. I don't know if y'all have seen my tummy lately, but it's also a pregnancy that just has required me to do a lot of sitting down and relaxing, resting, and reducing my workload or reducing the type of or changing up the type of workload that I used to have. So the baby just woke up, so I had to get her breakfast and make her dad breakfast and get her all situated. And then I can see her in the living room eating her breakfast on my camera. I love the Owlet. Like, it is the best thing ever because it also gives me notifications throughout the day I put one in her room. I put one downstairs so that like it lets me know the temperature of the room is comfortable if she's crying or something like that, which she really doesn't do anymore. But now that we're having the new baby, I think it's a really great idea for us to have that. I just absolutely adore it and love it. Okay, so back to what I was informing you guys about. So right now I'm currently working a 9 to 5. I decided, there were just a couple of things that I just couldn't deal with anymore. Paying for your insurance out of pocket on your own independently is nuts. Not nuts as in like you shouldn't do it. Nuts as in it's very expensive. But being able to have a job that can support that benefits is really, key. I prefer it because right now I paid like next to nothing for my benefits and I have full benefits. If you've ever, I put these in the freezer and they feel so amazing. Oh, okay. Give me a second, y'all. Oh, I got these. Yeah, if you've ever worked for yourself, the inconsistencies of being paid is crazy. The comfort, especially like if you've had clients that you've become close with of, can I pay you a partial amount? Can I pay you later? And the bills are very much giving, you need to pay us now. And by now we mean yesterday. And by yesterday we mean we've increased the bill. It was just not working for me. Having one stream of income is something I will never go back to again, because whether you're working for yourself or you're employed, things happen. People get laid off. You think these companies don't go broke too, or don't have, malfunctions in their system to where they're like, oh yeah, you didn't receive the paycheck. That's crazy. We just got to go ahead and check with our accounting, blah, blah, blah. It happens everywhere you go. And I just cannot live a life, especially with my kids, because I think that the worst thing that parents can do, and a lot of us have experienced this growing up, is get mad at their kids or have to explain to their kids why something cannot be had. What that got to do with the babies? One thing that I strive for as a mother is to create a childhood for my kids that feels like a childhood child. My mama did that for me. Until my siblings came along, of course. And that's another thing. Will I ever have my babies watching my babies? Nah. Because my kids are not parents. They ain't lay down with nobody. They ain't bring nobody into this world. They don't need to be taking care of nobody. Now, that's something I had to do growing up. But I think that has more to do with just the Caribbean of it all than anything else. But oh yes, my little 9 to 5 allows me to have flexibility, stability, and benefits that I can depend on. And by flexibility, I mean, it's a great feeling to not have to feel like I have to take on every single client that says I want to work with you. Or I have to take on every single collab that's like, can you come to our restaurant and try our food? Because stand up. Like, for example, on Things to Do in Atlanta. Oh, I guess I should have told you guys that. So also, I'm a content creator. I run a blog called Things to Do in Atlanta. On top of what I do with It's Giving Content, where I, in the past, helped brands with marketing and socials. But as a content creator, I see that there's a huge need in the industry for influencer managers who really understand influencers, because they themselves are either influencers or have done the research and the work of what that relationship should look like. So that's why I'm making that switch, right? But as far as Things to Do in Atlanta, something that I've seen a spike in since I started is that there's so many foodies now. When I first started, there was a very close community and a very rare breed of people who were into the foodie thing. And now there's so much more, and it's really cool because you get to see all of these different takes on foodie experiences, whether it's people have niches in the coffee shops or niches in cultural restaurants or niches in hotels and things like that. And it's just really nice because you get more, you would think you get more coverage of the cities, of what the city has to offer, right? And in some ways you do. But in other ways, a lot of times you see the same influencers posting the same things. And that can get a little bit overwhelming, because I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a place and been so disappointed because I went there off of the internet, went there and it was like, y'all just gave me a good video. This place don't got no good food. Don't make y'all money, make y'all bread. I had a brand reach out to me to come and try out their things. And it was just like, I don't want to say it was gross, but it was so mediocre. It was so terrible. And one thing about me, I'm not going to lie to the people. I'm going to tell them what I liked, what I enjoyed, what the benefits are. I'm not going to be like, oh, it was mouth watering. I couldn't get enough of this. It was cheap. It's close to everything in the city. And they be having specials. That's what I'm going to give. I don't just want to be the girl that's like making do because I'm making money, you know? So for me, I'm in a season right now where I just really don't want to do food reviews that I don't pay for out of my own pocket. Unless it's like you guys are doing an event or something like that. Because there's nothing worse than somebody seeing your video and going out to participate in the thing that you promoted and then they hate it. And you know they hate it because you hated it too. Anyway, so that is that. I am going to take a quick break. I have a quick snack. If you're new here and not true here, you don't know what this is, but these are Swedish Thins, orange flavored with sour cherry jam. I'll be back. Do not recommend. Fool me once. I like to use a lot of overnight products in the daytime, and I don't know if that's a good thing. So I'm about to go ahead and put on the Fenty Skin Instant Reset. Also, it's important to know I'm using these products because I'm not going outside. So this is cool for me to say, but if I was going outside, I would probably use something else. This is their Hydrovisor. And it has SPF in there, so that's a product that I would wear if I was going outside. But I ain't going outside. I'm just here doing content today and working on a few things, so there's no need for me to be too exposed to the sun, and so I can, you know, get my skincare on right before I get my beauty on. So that is it. That's the final result of my face before I do my little makeup. But yeah, so question number 1. How do you manage having all of these different people that depend on you while also preserving your own identity and making time for yourself? Go. So the way that I maintain my identity, the way that I keep everything managed is honestly by giving myself grace and space. I have recognized that, yes, routines are essential, especially because everybody's having a day in a household, whether that's mom having a day, dad having a day, babies are having a day, shoot, even the dog has a day. Everyone has needs throughout the day. But the reality is that in a day, there are so many things that happen that are out of your control that if you don't give yourself grace and space for things to happen and for plans to shift, then you begin to get stuck in your head. And by you, I mean me. Maybe this is not you. Maybe you are healed, sanctified, you know, like you got it down pat. But as for me and my brain, I know that sometimes I can stop my whole day or start to feel down on myself or get very flustered and all over the place when things don't go my way. So allowing myself the space to know that things will change and I got to roll with the punches really helps me out. Also, mastering how to say no. I say no to my man, I say no to my dog, I say no to my kids, because I became a better mom and a better partner when I started being better to myself. And I have no problem standing up for myself and teaching the people that I love to do the same for themselves by doing it for me. Oh, pause. Next question. Does being unmarried bother you? Because I feel like we don't talk about it enough. Having kids for somebody, but you guys are not married. And I'm Caribbean, he's Nigerian. If you think the question is not in the room with us, you're not in the room with us. So let's talk about that real fast. I had to teach myself to get unmarried to the idea of being married. And the reason why is because life is just not a black and white place. And sometimes you don't get to have the life that you planned out for yourself, or things don't always happen the way that you want them to happen. Because I just spoke to a friend about this in partnership. Sometimes the things that are a priority to you are not a priority to your partner, and that's the reality. Does it make it a terrible relationship? Does it mean that there's no love or respect there? No, I don't think so. But I do think that I've had to learn that my value goes beyond my marital status. And as a woman, it's very hard to be able to come to that truth and accept that. Now, am I even ready for marriage? Is my relationship ready for marriage? I think I have a great relationship. I think that we're very strong together, but are we ready? Not yet. Okay, while we let this set and I look like somebody's white woman, let's just go ahead. Okay, so while we let this set, trust the process also. Just trust the process. My next question is, how do you feel about one on the way? At first I was afraid. I was petrified. I was devastated because after I had my little mama, I felt like, ooh, this is about to be my year. This is about to be my hop out season 2024. I'm about to do this, do that, yada, yada. I had big plans. And so going into 2024 and recognizing I was pregnant, I was like, am I ever going to be anything but just a mom? And I think that I've learned a lot on this journey about how to remain an individual, how to say no. You know, like there were times during this pregnancy where I found my voice in just saying, no, you figure out dinner tonight, babe. Or, no, mom, I'm not going to let so-and-so stay in my house because I need me. I need a second. And so, no, it's just not going to work. And if you're Caribbean, you understand that because if you have a house, everybody who have a problem needs to live in your house at one point or the other. I had to put my foot down on that with a lot of people this year. And so I think that even though my fear was that the pregnancy was going to hinder me from making my dreams come true and getting closer to understanding who I was outside of being a mom, the pregnancy is actually what helped me to do those things. And it speaks a lot to anxiety. I know for a lot of us, big boys and girls who watch Inside Out 2, anxiety is something that we've been having a lot of conversations about because it's a false pretender. Like it comes in as if it's trying to be this protector. But the only thing that anxiety and doubt will ever lead to is failure and stagnancy because they don't protect you from anything. They are warning signs about what you think you should be protected from. And when you don't have faith in the protection that already exists within you and around you, then you allow anxiety to be the leading cause of how you act and how you do things, which ends up being you not acting and you not doing anything. So right now, presently, I'm really excited about having another little. And I've had so many different reactions from family members, especially and I won't say especially, I was going to say especially like my side, but it's both of our sides, both of our families. We've had select people who've been very excited for us and have been very like, oh my gosh, like, congratulations. What do you guys need? How can we be helpful? How can da da da? And then you've had people who have literally said things like, so y'all don't use protection, or God bless you, God help you. Oh my God, another one is some of them people got more kids than baby daddies than me. But hey. So we've gotten all kinds of mixed reactions, but I think what I have learned in this journey is the most important reaction is the person who's in it with you. From the moment that I told Olu I was pregnant, he's been excited. You know, he's been excited. He's been supportive. He's been joyous. He's been optimistic. He speaks to my belly. there wasn't even like, because I be seeing the videos y'all girls be putting up and y'all brave because y'all be editing it and then actually submitting it onto the socials confidently. Like the videos when they be telling the man they pregnant and they be like, oh, and then they be pretending to cry. And I'd be like, I don't think that man. So I'm blessed, fortunate, because my man has been so excited. And even in the times where I was doubtful and fearful, he was like, baby, we're having a baby, you know, like we're having a baby. So I am very, very just like excited that it's a girl. I'm excited to have another baby. I said many times, like, I'm done. I ain't having no more babies. It's a wrap. Nah, nah, nah. But one thing that my partner has also helped me to realize is that we sometimes allow other people's fear to creep into what we actually want for our lives. If we want a big family, we can have a big family. Of course, like he's very supportive of, I want you to be able to walk into yourself and do some things for yourself and have seasons for self. So we don't need to rush and have no baby in 2-3 years. But if we want to have another baby, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a big family. You just gotta have that big money to support it. And we are not opposed to getting our money up and not our funny up. So I'm excited to see what the future brings. And I'm also in that final month of my pregnancy. So it's also a fun feeling knowing that at any moment, she could be here. So I did touch on very quickly families. So my last question is, how do you manage long-term partnership dealing with your partner's family and them dealing with yours?
So remember when I said my relationship is strong, but we're not ready for marriage yet? One of the things that I think anyone in long-term relationships should really focus on is not just building a relationship with your partner, but building a relationship with their family. And I think that there's so many learning curves that come with that experience, but it's very important to make sure that before you rush into saying, all right, we got this figured out, let's take the next step, really take the time to be tackling some of the things that your partner may not be comfortable talking about up front, like their experience with their families, the expectations of you guys starting a family together, and leave some space and some grace, baby, for the fact that you may learn some things about your partner through their family that you never thought that you would be dealing with in a million years. Space and grace is the name of this testimony today, child.
Okay. So that's it, guys. That's the look. I'm about to go ahead and zhuzh up my hair a little bit so that I'm all ready for that. I got me this yesterday at Target, so we're gonna see how that goes. But all in all, now you know a little bit more about me. You know a lot about me. Oh, you want my business? That's all right though, cause y'all got some business too, and it be all over the internet. I am about to go ahead and, like I said, zhuzh up my hair a little so that I can record my first comeback video for It's Giving content and help the girls to give the content that gives a vibe and help these companies to give something besides these raggedy ass ads. And give my baby some TLC because I can hear her screaming in the back. You know, daddies can only do it for so long. They need a mama. So like, comment, share, subscribe, like I said, and I'll see you guys again soon. Mwah.